dominate all this part, this place.
Let me even say something. Okay, so I'm going to.
Excuse me. I don't accept.
How many?
Excuse me.
How many?
I don't accept you calling anybody illiterate.
No,
not everybody go school.
You have many.
Sorry, let me say something.
Much.
You see, part of the thing
Shay,
that I think that a lot
because
of
I see the pity you.
Part of the thing that I think a lot of us need to start educating people on is the importance of politics. Now, we need to understand that politics, the kind of politics that we practice, is what gives us the kind of leadership that we have. Now, I need to say this. Prior to 1999, young people who were in their 30s...
Sorry, man, can you see what Shay is doing? See.
This
is very wrong, eh? You are using this to bribe us so that you can continue that conversation. He's doing it. You don't know. Unknowingly. It's on plan, but it's happening, no. Now make you calm down.
Let me start from Lagos. What's going on?
Now make you calm down.
I'm trying to help her calm down.
It's calming you down.
Now, you see, say this profession, what would they do? Not be everybody go school. Being an actor. Not be everybody go school. You go see some people will not even go to school.
Shay Law and Susan Peters romancing on set.
Breaking news. Let it sell. In fact, let it sell.
Shay, you are in the business of romancing celebrities. Same thing you did to Ketension.
You understand? Some people fit no go school. Fit constant defend something better than somebody who go school.
Yes.
So it's not about illiteracy. Illiteracy is not even it. It's not even
okay. I will tell you where school comes in terms of politics.
Most of your people then get certificates.
Hold on. I will tell you where school comes in. An exposure. You know, there is something. It's one thing to be educated. It's one thing to be knowledgeable.
Yeah.
And it's one thing to be exposed.
True. Three different
I can tell you categorically, since we had democracy, the people who had governed us, aside from probably Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, have not really demonstrated certain level of exposure. I'm telling you, exposure from Yaradua to Dr. Goodluck Ebele, Jonathan, to Buhari. They lack certain level of city exposure.
Okay,
why did you put? No, can I ask you one question? Why did you put that word city?
I'm coming.
Let me ask one question.
I'm not feeling. I'm not too comfortable about the fact that we are taking this into election is over.
Yes, we know, but we just need to put a.
Can two of you just detach this love on this set?
When people like Obasanjo, Babangida, all of them come power, how old them be that time?
Now, that's where I'm coming to. You know, I was saying something the other time. I said prior to 1999, as soon as we're going to get the...
Bagam, you have answered it.
No.
Gerontocrats.
Bagam,
that's a simple definition. We call them gerontocrats. They're old.
No. As soon as we're going to get...
You're sending your children to school.
Was like maybe 20 something. Babangida was
Susan,
like 25.
They are sending their children to school to study medicine, engineering, and all of that. And you're not giving them space to practice. See, there's a difference between the field of expertise and the field of profession. If you are telling us that our children are going to take over tomorrow, give them the space. There are some things my Baba Shabi is not going to tell me he wants to go and do tomorrow. I'm not going to allow him because I'll be like, excuse me. There are younger generations that can do better than what you think you can do. But because I see politics as the same way you are pushing your career as a banker, the same way you are pushing your career as a civil servant, you want to get to this level. That's the same way these politicians keep moving from one political party to one place. From governor, they want to go to Senate.
Because
from Senate, they want to go to party leader. From party leader, they want to become president. So politics has become an institution that some people, I call them people who will tell us that they have a mindset of changing the country, but they have a mindset of going to loot the public funds.
You'll be making a mistake. Like you said, it's a profession first. We need to understand that
politics is a profession.
And
politics is a profession. The earlier you know that, the better.
That in 1999, prior to 1999, young people
aligned.
Young people aligned with the political parties that we had. Young people aligned, and who are those young people? The likes of not before Sowore. Even before Sowore came later. The likes of Donald Duke.
Exactly.
Yes, I remember.
Aligned. The likes of Odili,
yes.
aligned. The likes of James Ibori,
yep.
aligned. the likes of Bola Tinubu, because he was still in his 40s, aligned.
Yes.
The likes of Fashola aligned.
Hey.
You understand?
Cute,
These people aligned, but our generation, because of the change that came to Nigeria and the advent of
technology.
information technology that was giving us money,
switched
we
everything up.
refused to align with politics.
Politics.
And because of that, like they say, power is not served a la carte. It is not prepared to come and serve to you.
But I think the
if you are not in
That's the
it,
point I was saying.
see, let me
This
tell you
generation are
something.
ready
Let
for
me tell you
money, but not ready to
something. The
serve
mistake
in
that a lot
politics.
of the young Nigerians now are making is the mistake that they made in France. Because France had people who were probably of older generations ruling, and the younger ones felt slighted, and they wanted somebody younger.
And they brought
then
somebody
they brought
younger.
in Emmanuel
A young-
Macron.
yeah.
And since Macron has been the president of France,
Canada too, I think
the
Canada
president
took
of
shape.
France, they had more protests than they have ever had in every
Yes.
other government. There is no president in France that has been slapped or humiliated
Like
like,
Macron.
Emmanuel
Yes.
Macron has been.
Yeah.
And today,
Emmanuel be in name.
yeah,
Me no say Emmanuel de Macron name. Me no
Emmanuel
know.
Macron.
Emmanuel Macron, that's his
And-
name.
and-
Emmanuel,
and-
na Macron as I be, I not sabi
and,
Emmanuel.
and you see the problem and the chaos that keeps happening in France today. And because of that, we need to understand that if we don't want to make that same mistake, we need to start aligning with politics. Because politics make policies that
No.
you are not aligning.
They are
If you
not
are not
aligning.
aligning,
That's the
you
point.
can't
There's
just see.
we are not in it.
See, I made a post recently, and I said, before, if Tinubu was to serve 8 years,
Hey.
if Tinubu was to serve, no, I just made a post.
Una
I said,
sure I won't make my papa die for presidency. Body long.
No,
you
no,
know what my
no,
papa
no,
died
no,
for
no,
body
no,
long.
no, Nobody's
no,
dying.
let me make this point. Let me finish this point. I said, if Tinubu were to make 8 years and the power shifts to the north for another 8 years, it will return back to the south after 16 years. Now, listen, because I made the submission and people were coming under the post and they were abusing me instead of learning. Now, I said, power will return
They were
back.
abusing you instead of learning.
I
Word.
said, power will return back to the south after 16 years. I said, now you need to understand, because of the current political climate that we are in right now, anybody who is 70 and above will probably not be allowed to contest in that
come again.
Why
election.
should he go to the
Hold on.
to the
Just
south after 16 years?
hold on. That anybody that will be 70 and above might not be allowed to contest in that election that will be coming after 16 years.
And check
And
the
what does-
numbers of people you have.
And
And
what
are still
does
on the
and what
queue.
does that and what does that mean? It means that if you don't want somebody who is 70 and above to contest in that election, that means the next generation of leaders from the south who are going to be eligible for that election in 16 years will be in their 30s to their 50s.
But no.
That means by 16
Shey,
years,
wait,
you
Drono,
either be
Drono.
66 or you be around
Shey, Drono, Drono.
40 something to
Apostle.
66.
That's the right. That's
Hold
calculation.
on. I need you
Let
to
them finish
understand where
calculation,
I'm
please.
where I'm
Yes.
landing.
Calculation.
Go
Now
ahead.
that means those who are in their 30s now, in their 40s, and in their 50s have to start aligning
Now.
with politics now. And it means that if you are going to align, you have to learn
know
to
the
build
problem we will
bridges.
get? Now
Hold
that-
on.
now that's our constitution.
No,
If they don't change that constitution,
no,
nothing will
it's
happen.
not constitution yet.
That's
You need to
constitution.
understand this. Now, it means you have to start building bridges. You have to start building your popularity across all regions.
Yeah.
It means you have to start doing things that are charitable to the visible eyes. You have to popularize it.
Yes.
And it means that you have to start building gaps, building relationships and contacts
with people.
And if we don't do that, when the power return to the south in 16 years, let me tell you, we are going to be in the age of 50 something, and we are supposed to be decision makers at,
Yes,
that
at that
time, because
time.
some of the old people who are in the south would have been dead and gone.
Please.
But if we refuse
understand
to
what he's saying?
hold on, if we
Do you
refuse to
understand why?
align, see, if we refuse to align, we will come back in 16 years and we will be nursing this complaint, and
The
our
same.
children will be the one, our children will be the one coming
Vote
to
it
So
tell
it
Yeah,
us
now
that
comes to
what
the
is
point
wrong
that
with
we
all these
also
babas.
failed our children. So you will now come
Because
up
we
with
have
this.
failed the next generation.
We have failed the next
our
generation.
children will look like we failed
Shay,
them.
but you know my point is, number one, where we are now could have been averted during the primaries. When each party brought out their candidate, they would have said, Oga, you are above 35. We don't want you. Did that happen?
Now, it wouldn't have happened because everybody, our constitution has no age limit.
Okay. Now we have to understand that.
on people who can run for the presidency.
Well, would they give them the chance to do that?
No. Because everybody has a statutory right to campaign for office as
So
long
even
as
if you are a patient in Igbo,
even
you
if
will
That's
not
the
let.
question.
They will not
if
allow
you
it.
are less than 20,
You've been
Okay.
asking, you've been saying they will
We
not allow.
are the leaders
Who-
of
who-
tomorrow.
who do they want to-
Epale.
You know why? Because they've
Don't
made it
say it
known.
Who do they
again.
want to allow? Do
you
they
need to
want to
understand-
allow you
Listen.
that you are a banker,
Listen, wait.
or you that you've
Wait.
not been in the party,
Wait,
you've never
listen.
participated in
Listen, let me
politics?
tell you.
Would you put
But
in the
a lot of
front?
people, if
let
you
me
look
tell
at the Lagos State thing or a lot of politics, a lot of people that they bring out, they just go and bring them from somewhere and say this is our loyalist.
No, have you seen those people's
antecedent or pedigree and all
achievements
that, and achievements,
in
yeah.
terms of their profile?
Maybe
Now,
they've been civil servants, or there's
and then
something.
they've done
But
something
they're not
within the government
Yes,
confines.
but why
and
would somebody hold a particular post for
Hey.
8 years and they call him back again? And is it somebody's father's
No.
inheritance? That's
You
what
need
I'm
to
asking.
understand
The painful
something.
thing
You
right
need to
now is
understand something.
the painful
This
thing
pa-
right
this-
now is
this
Seyi,
particular-
I won't lie to you. What you have said today has changed my perception about politics. I have always sworn and said that I'm never going to do politics because my father made me swear an oath that he never did politics and he suffered for this country. He lost his hard work to this country. Obasanjo sent my father to jail, to prison, because my father was the biggest, and I still say the biggest industrialist Africa ever produced. Forget about him, Dangote. When my father was on, he was on the largest rug making factory in Africa till tomorrow. So you have tried to educate and enlighten the youth, and out of that, you got trolled, you got bashed, you got threatened, and all of that. What do you think you can use to do to compensate yourself? Do you still want to continue on this? Because I call it advocacy. I don't even have the time to go into the history. What I have against Tinubu is the same thing I have against Obi. It's the same thing I have against every other person. The only person who I don't have anything against was because when I was fighting, when we were fighting for our country, when we wanted change, like we were desperate, all G catch us for change. I not see Obi for NSAS ground. And I not see Tinubu. All the people will come out. I not see una. So all of una. Now one pack. Now one inside one box. I put all of una. So you had your reasons. I have my own reasons. Other people had their reasons. But now, on this topic that we're talking about, is it worth it that we get bashed, we get trolled, we get mentally distorted, we get attacked physically, morally, emotionally, fighting for our country? Because what you have done is like you're trying to speak the hidden truth of the truth that has been taken away from us, and the truth that a lot of our generation and our coming generation and the Gen Zs who are doing well in this generation have no idea about. A lot of Nigerians, whether you call them the Gen Zs and the O2s or whatever you people call them, I don't know. They have taken their destiny, their future, and their lives into their hands. When their lives and their fortune and their progress and their destiny is supposed to be in the hands of government, who should provide employment, who should provide security, who should provide everything. So you see our boys, the Yahoo ones are there, the LLB ones are there now, the ones that have gone to upgrade their boobs and their yansh just to sell markets
You
and
see,
make money.
I'm going to help you out here.
So, my question now is, you have been trolled. I feel sorry for you. When they did mine to me, I'm a mother. So when you're a mother, you should know that the doors are open. But you are thinking about to play PT2 school fees, thinking about to change pounds. They said they are going to they are thinking of that. And somebody now comes because you are trying to contribute. As you don't get money, they contribute information. You can't take that one suffer. So now, are you still going to continue to preach about why we need to understand the government, what the government has done?
You see, for a
or
long
this is
time-
just the end of it?
No. This is going to continue, and I'm going to explain the reason why it's going to continue. For a very long time, I didn't align with politics, but I was very interested in politics, but I didn't align to say, oh, let me come outside and come on. The only person I first campaigned for was Goodluck Jonathan. And I say it boldly. I only had the opportunity of seeing Jonathan once in my life.
So why did you campaign for him?
And the reason why I campaigned for Jonathan in 2014, and I went around, and even when I was doing my tour in the UK and I was talking about it, was because as at that time, the Nigerian economy was predicted to be as big as the US economy by 2050, and that we were growing at a 7.1.
So you wanted to move with that vision.
Yeah, and we were going at a 7.1%. You understand that our economy was growing at 7.1%, and I know the imperialists would never want Nigeria to get to their standard. When Jonathan said that corruption is not just stealing, people didn't understand the depth of what he said. See, corruption did not start with stealing. It didn't start with stealing. It started with a mentality. The mentality of acquiring more. Africans love to acquire more. That is why our houses are jam-packed with a lot of unneeded items.
Cooler, plate.
You understand? And so there is a need for serious reorientation amongst we Africans. That is why the whites or the Westerners had built a sense of minimalism. Even in their design of their home, minimal design. But we haven't gotten there in Africa yet.
But do you think our generation is ready for all this
They
explanation?
have.
Now, you know the
I
funny
found out
thing.
that this generation
Do you think they are patient to listen?
They don't
No,
have time.
The thing is
They don't have time.
They'll say, Madam, do quick. Let
Yes.
somebody summarize. What
And
is
you know
that-
Sheila? What is Sheila
What's
saying?
he
Somebody
saying?
should summarize
You
what
get-
Sheila is saying. This history is too
They don't
much. This
have
story is
time.
too much.
and these are part of the problem. You
They don't
see
like
this
me.
thing
Another
that
thing.
we're talking about. You see, before.
Please, can you
I wasn't-
summarize, please?
I wasn't one of the people who wants to talk about politics. I just want to crack my joke, make people laugh, make money, and not just go on with my life. But I discovered something. A lot of the misinformation that we have on the social space today,
All
if
the
we don't
alarming.
deliberately, and where this thing started from was where they started bullying my daughter, was where I discovered that if we allow misinformation to thrive,
Becomes
in
true.
another 10, 15, 20 years,
It becomes
the misinformation will become
Becomes
the
true.
facts
It
that
becomes a
people
fact.
will see as the
and
truth
hold on to, because you never came out to say your part of the story.
of the story.
So somebody said something
Let it
about you
slide.
and you left it the way it is. So you couldn't defend the same child you claim that you love. But in all of this, Shay, I've gone through it. Susan, election day, now me go carry Susan for in polling unit. They want,
They nearly beat me.
they deal with
Not for
Susan.
anything. Somebody was standing because when you go to a polling unit, you do accreditation. Then they give you go vote. Then I realized that somebody was just standing where the booth is, where people are thumb printing,
Whispering.
and then in they look, go do like this, go look,
Updating. I think the person was
go look
checking
the
records.
party. Then go come signal somebody like this for the other side.
Say,
So I'm like, this one, it be like now an Nollywood film, now they happen.
you go do a neck
Let me
official job.
see what is happening. Maybe he just won't do it. So he did it for a couple of times. I'm like, bros, what's up?
What's going on?
What are you doing? Why are you signaling the other guy? So you are just this is also the corruption we are talking about. You're not allowing people to freely come and vote for who they want. Maybe they don't promise them money or I don't know. So that was when and election people officials they there.
They know about it.
Plus policeman they there. They see all this. So it was when I now raised the alarm. Then of course now the APC guys that were there, they now started shouting, who am I? Wait, I should come and do and leave the place. I said, I'm not leaving the place. I came here to vote and I've already done my accreditation. I will vote before I leave.
And I got there in good
What I
faith.
said was not a bad thing.
At all.
The guy was standing there and giving people thumbs up. What are you doing there? I only said that. I didn't even scream about it. So why people? They almost want to mob me. So they don't even keep quiet. Oh, one particular guy, say inside crowd, you go get one way the fee says smoke.
Choco.
I said, okay, no problem. So I ignored him. I was, doing my thing. So I called Dayton. I'm like, I'm in Dolphin. She said, her own polling unit was just
2 blocks away.
2 blocks away. I said, they don't nearly beat me here. She said, she's coming. So she now came. So when she came, she was like, let her even do a video of me.
Because when I was voting,
Yeah.
I did a live video, I just wanted to, me, naturally, I make people laugh regardless. So I took that spirit there, like my own
so
polling
she was like,
units.
oh, Susan, let me just hey,
I said,
they
Susan, you not do live video. You not go snap, say you vote.
This one said, they don't do
Oh,
so. So she now came. So somebody now said, they were trying to harass her. Somebody now said, no, you don't know her husband. Yawo Larry Lele. Yawo Larry. So the person was. So it's like they now understood.
No,
that,
you forgot. No, when I got there, I said, New Nigeria.
yes, you said New Nigeria. That one
I didn't
now
know it
pissed
was somebody's slogan.
I
I didn't know it was a party slogan.
So they were now trying to. The guy had already even come. So she was like, "What's wrong with you?
You want to beat her?
You want to?" So
Whoa.
they some guys now came and said, "You don't know, she's Larry's wife now." The guy now calmed down. So she now got angry. Like, are you actually coming to beat me? So you said the problem we had with that party. I didn't have a problem with his candidate. I had a problem with the
his
intimidation, with the bullying, with the molestation, with. Why?
You see.
Let me shock you.
You can't.
Let me shock you. When they were now going to do gubernatorial election, I was in the estates like a day before. They now saw me. They saw me at supermarket. Auntie, tell her to tell your friend not to come out. We dey wake her. Make she not just come out for her house. I say, Susan, not come out.
I see no photo.
Those are the dirty parts of politics. Those are the dirty parts of politics.
You see the dirty part of politics, which is some of the things that have kept a lot of us away from politics.
From joining politics.
So how are they supposed to correct
those area boys in Dolphin? Forget
this is why you see I said something that if the electoral reform law was properly done and the right equipment were bought for electoral purposes, we would have curbed electoral fraud by almost 60%. Now, you need to understand, because sometimes people just think, because he's supporting Asiwaju, automatically he means he's all out for APC. I am not for any party. I am for my candidate. That is why when I posted about Asiwaju, I never said vote for. The word that I kept using was Asiwaju is my candidate. And
you
I had
personalize it, so you weren't telling your people to come out, but they'll still feel for you to post it on your page. See,
now you need to understand something. The reason why I had to come out to post was because every other celebrities were posting their candidates.
So you do as them,
and they were talking about their candidate, and they were even campaigning for their candidate. You cannot, in all honesty, let's be fair to ourselves, intimidate everybody.
You have a right to post your candidate. You have a right to do
that. But the thing is, you know why the people are doing it? I feel the reason why people did that was because they feel you have a crowd, and then posting your candidate means you're trying to cajole them to come and vote for your candidate. Whichever way.
That's what everybody's doing.
Your interpretation.
That's my own interpretation.
Yeah, the thing is, your interpretation should not judge. See, even God, after he created men from ordinary sand, from ordinary, as useless as we can be as human beings once we are dead and we become sand, eaten by maggots and all, he gave us free will. You can't, in honesty. Now, see, you need to understand something. People said they were intimidated physically. A lot of these people online killed people.
They are worse than people were
emotionally.
That's
mentally.
That's the thing about today. How have you been coping?
You need to understand something.
It was.
I had after I deleted over 1,000 DM, I had over 2,000 DMs cursing at me. And because they know how emotionally attached that I was with my daughter, they come to my page, to inside my DM. They said that your daughter with her fat cheek, your diabetic daughter, they talk about my daughter, that your ugly daughter, the panda, the kung fu panda, the elephant daughter.
Oh my goodness.
This one and that one. Hold on.
You really go and open these messages to me.
And you read.
No. The thing is, I have DM. The reason why I go to read, the reason why I go to read my DM is this.
I don't.
Up until 2020. No, 2021. I didn't know that there is an aspect of my DM that has requests. I didn't know. So when I now started opening that request page, I now saw that TikTok.
I don't even know those things.
I now saw that TikTok sent me a message in 2017 when they came to Nigeria.
Can you imagine?
And I lost that opportunity because I wasn't opening
up your messages.
Up those requests.
And the request is from people you don't follow.
From people you don't follow. And now, when I now knew it, I now said, okay, I will not leave any of my DM unread. Now, election came, we were talking, and you people get into my DM. You people were cursing out my daughter because you felt emotionally, because of my emotional
but do you know that
attachment.
There's something you can do
maybe
there that
words
will-
to filter those
to
things.
filter all those kind of
Now-
words. That's what you should do.
now-
I think you should do that.
Now,
But you know, when you don't get involved until you experience it, that's when you begin to know all those things, though.
you people, they were coming to cuss out my daughter.
Because me, I filter those words.
You know, they'll
It
come and
can't-
curse my
it doesn't
daughter.
come.
You curse my mother. A small boy who on a good day cannot see me on the road. Well, some of them, they see me, they snap picture. Like I tell them, your insult or your cyberbullying is insult. The day you bring it outside,
Physical insult.
that is the day you
I'm
will
a-
know.
I'm
You
a
will
sure
know that
you-
I'm an
It is what
Ilaje
it is.
boy.
I'm a sure you-
As in, I'm an I wanted to speak my language just now.
Hold on, put
Pé ayélala,
Apa.
ayélala,
Apa.
ọjọ́ ọba tó dejú owó ojú mi.
Carry go.
Ọjọ́ yẹn ayélala,
Apa.
apa tán. Because I will not take it lightly with you if you come outside social media. Inside social media, enjoy
but
all
you
your
know
liberty.
they are just
See, then
keyboard
you go
warriors. They will
weak.
never come
See,
outside.
See.
Susan, let me tell you, you go weak.
No, hold on. And
The day where you go see physical bully for the real life.
Hey, no.
See, let me tell you something. The energy not be the same, oh.
I'm an Ilaje boy. You can't
The
bully
energy
me
not
to
be the same,
submission.
oh.
See, I needed people to understand something. Part of the reason why I said before, I didn't want to take it the way I took it. But when they started coming with their bullying tactics, I said, if you are 200 million, I will stand the 200 millions of you and I will not back down. These are some of the
it
things
didn't
that
demoralize you.
yeah,
It
these are some of
energized
the
you.
things that you know that fuels you to say.
So
I
sometimes
must
bullying
stand-
doesn't demoralize people. Learn this and know peace. it energizes
like-
them as in to now
And
be
till
able to
today-
say,
till
I'm
today,
standing up for what I know.
I might not be posting about my candidate on Instagram or Facebook, but you see that Twitter where they said they know how to talk.
That's war zone.
I will post,
What
I
do
will
people
talk.
say?
You see, I might not, I
War
won't
zone.
abuse you, but when I give my words, you people will be the one to come and show your stupidity under my post. You will be the ones to come there. And you see, you need to understand something, See, if God can give us free will, who the hell are you as an ordinary human being? Ordinary sand.
You know, say as a
To think that you are the one. Even God that gave us free will, we offended him. Not to talk of ordinary sand. Human being like
can
you and
understand.
But
I.
you know, two things
I
I
can
want to quickly
understand.
say.
Not everybody can have the
understand.
power to withstand the pressure like I did.
Yes,
It's
absolutely. I
because
totally agree with
one,
that. Because
they have over
Stretched.
insulted my daughter. They have over bullied my daughter.
But does she know about any
You
of
have
this?
over-
Does she
you
get
know-
to read
you
or know anything
the
about
only
this?
the only day that I saw that my daughter knew about some of this was one day she was watching YouTube and she wanted to see her YouTube page, and then some things would pop up with her picture, and then a particular video pop up, and she said, "Daddy, I don't like watching this video."
And how does she feel?
You know,
She's a minor.
yeah. He said, "Daddy, I don't like watching this video because I don't like what he said about me."
Short
You
videos-
understand me?
Short videos you have probably.
Why
know,
can't they take such videos
elaborate
down?
on that
And-
video.
No, I think
Well-
I blame all the channels.
No,
all
they
the-
can
all
pull
the
it down.
mediums.
You can
They
pull
can
that
bring
down.
it
You know,
down.
and that particular day, it was towards this election period. You know, when I saw that and I saw the look on my daughter, and I said to myself, I made a covenant with myself that never in this life will anybody
bully and go.
born of man and woman, procreated on the surface of this earth, ever bully me to submission.
Bully you to submission
I said
or raw.
nobody
Bully you to
ever
submission or raw.
harass me to submission.
Well, they say
I
whatever,
said
whatever
nobody.
you allow will continue. So I'm glad you have this spirit because
Ah,
trust me,
Omo, I give it to you. I give it
trust
to
me,
you.
Me, they don't bully me well, even for this our industry. They don't bully me well, but I have just created that shield around me because I have some of our colleagues that those days we used to be together, and you will see person go carry laptop, go create. If he carry our entire email to take the response for blogs as anonymous, make it be like say she get people where they fight for her because people they insult her.
Make una they mention names now.
I beg.
No, she don't.
I beg. I like this my energy. Why I did now? As I dey shine now, I dey glow now. You know, like her.
I
You know
love
some
them, yeah.
people. You know some people run into their shell because of this harassment. And see, let me tell you something. One of the most
Yes.
painful things that happened during this election, I'll tell you, it wasn't even the fact that they were bullying me. Or it's up to yesterday, somebody still posted my daughter under my comment posted my daughter.
But the thing is, they said
Aside from that one that aside from
the Joro to Joro, like you use your
you know
you use
that,
the
that
fake
is
page
to tell you that is to tell
you
you
use the fake page to create social media emotional attention or pity, and then you're talking about TY again because you know that children always have this soft attention.
now
did it
if
to
I
your-
did that, there is a comment under my post on Twitter where the person took my daughter's picture and posted it there and was saying rubbish, and I just put under sweets and I put love. Now let me tell you something.
Twitter doesn't have where you turn off comments, right? No.
It
No,
does.
you can't.